Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. Want to talk about the Steelers' big thrilling win in Week 13 over the Baltimore Ravens. Going to try to do as many tape breakdowns as possible. Obviously, things are pretty condensed with Pittsburgh playing just a couple days from now, Thursday night at Minnesota. But I want to talk about the unsung heroes of Sunday's win. And we know the Stars played well in this one. Ben had a great game. TJ Watt, Cam Hayward making with an interception. Deontay Johnson redeemed himself with a really strong second half. But it was the complementary pieces, so the guys you didn't know or didn't expect or never thought they would help you have those kind of season saving, season advancing type of wins like Pittsburgh had against the Ravens on Sunday. I'm talking about guys like John Leglue, Montravius Adams, Ahkello Witherspoon. Only one of those guys, Leglue, with the team this summer, but all three I thought played key and important roles in Sunday's win. And so we'll start by looking at John Leglue. He's the left guard here. He was a really versatile guy this summer that played up and down the line and got himself on the practice squad and now got his first opportunity to play against the Ravens. And what a way to start your NFL career. And I think if you graded this game out for Leglue, it wouldn't have graded out terribly well, probably average to a little below average overall. But just given the context of it, and I thought what he did as a run blocker in some key moments was pretty impressive. So first snap here comes earlier in the game. Just watch him reach this three tech here, get his hips across, his head across here, and seal off number 92 as Harris runs to the outside and gets a decent run here. I believe this is in maybe the first half or late or early third quarter. Yeah, real early here in the third quarter. And so watch Leglue on this reach block here, set his hips there, be able to seal off 92, and allow Harris to have this run. And so this ground game for Pittsburgh really did nothing in the first half. They barely ran any plays in the first half, but got going in the second half and a good start here. Two back run here with Derek Watt as the fullback, but Leglue a key reach block on the three tech here to spring Harris. Late in the game, Steelers' final offensive drive, and again, Leglue left guard here. You really felt like Pittsburgh finally got that run game going late in the game, including on that last possession. And Leglue going to just seal down on this play, and I'll run this thing through out a pistol. And so you see him seal down the D tackle and help create that crease for Benny Snell to squeeze through. So it's a really good block here, left side. Dan Moore certainly helps here. I think Dan Moore's really aggressive and violent on some of those down blocks, and that certainly helped Leglue secure this block here. But he's able to, again, be able to basically seal the defensive tackle here and create this hole. And Moore does a good job here, and Snell does a good job to squeeze through the hole and get a bunch of yards through that second level. And a good finish here by Leglue as well. So credit to Moore in this play for sure. But you saw some of the down blocks and guys kind of pushing their weight and moving guys down the track, and I thought that was pretty key on this last drive. So overall for Leglue, I mean, there were some plays that were, negative, obviously some miscommunication on some of the double teams and combo blocks between him and Kendrick Green, but no major mistakes. Pass pro wasn't bad. He was active. He looked for work. And when you're facing a really tough, aggressive Raven scheme, it's easy to be overwhelmed and make mistakes. But Leglue certainly not overwhelmed by the moment. I thought some of the run blocking in that game was particularly impressive. The examples that we're showing here, and so to come in your first start, Steelers Ravens in a game that meant so much into play, I think competent football, and I mean that in a positive way, is impressive. Flipping over to the defense, I'm going to talk about number 57, Montravius Adams, signed off the Saints practice squad on Monday. So he'd been with the team for 6 days and became the Steelers' starting nose tackle, and they needed somebody to produce some impact plays. And first thing we'll look at here early in the game, it's a requirement for any Steelers defensive lineman. You better run to the football, and Adams does on this play, so it's not a great play overall for the Steelers defense, and Adams certainly isn't impacting it behind the line of scrimmage, but I just like the effort and the chase of the football, and that's a guy picking something up right away. When you're in Pittsburgh, you play D line. I don't care what your talent is. If you're a Cam Hayward or a Montravius Adams or whoever you are, whether you're the top guy or the guy just trying to fight for playing time, you better run the football. And so Adams out there in space, a big guy like him, just good effort there. And you see Mondo little helmet tap, like that's what it's about. So just off the bat, seeing some of the little stuff, the detail things, that was impressive. Similar idea, though different result, different play. Later in the game, Adams head up here on the center, and you just kind of see the effort in the fight. And it's not always pretty, and it's not always, the most technically sound thing here, but you get a positive play overall. So you see Adams head up here on the nose tackle, quick off the ball, very good first step. Adams really showed a good burst, and obviously playing over center certainly helps your get off a little bit, but just overall, you see a guy that's really athletic and has a good get off for his size. So swims over the center here, then has to kind of fight through this right guard. And I don't know how he did it. He's turned sideways. He kind of like looks back here, but bats this pass down almost blindly and gets a piece of it and knocks it down. And you see him trying to look where the football landed. He's spinning around. So I just like the effort here, fighting through the center, swimming over him, fighting through that right guard. And even though he can't impact the quarterback, he's not going to get the pressure or the sack on this play. He's just throwing his hand up and hoping something good happens. And so this creates an incompletion. Otherwise, it probably would have been a completion underneath, or maybe I'm not 100% sure where Lamar was going on this play. Maybe the check down, maybe the seam. I can't quite tell. But regardless, it's a moot point because of Adams' kind of effort, fight, and just never quit attitude. Even though they can't get to the quarterback on this play, we're going to impact it another way. It's just like Cam Hayward, Isaiah Loudon has done a good job of that this season, and it's an incompletion. Pittsburgh really needed someone who could flow and be able to maintain their gap when the line flowed. Doing it whenever gaps really kind of stay stagnant. It's a more power downhill run scheme is one thing, and Pittsburgh certainly had their issues in finding guys who could do that. But whenever gaps, changed against zone schemes and things like that, toss plays, that was important. And you see that on this play here for Montravius Adams. And he does not ultimately make the tackle. It's TJ Watt on this play, but you see Adams be able to maintain his B gap on this play. And he's flowing down the line here. He's strong at the point of attack. He's not allowing that back to cut it up or have any sort of crease. So he's kind of stringing this run down the line to TJ Watt, matched up on the tight end, Eric Tomlinson. And so you see Adams really strong at the point of attack here, flow laterally. And again, look at that burst. I mean, look at that get off the snap here. I mean, he's not even head up on the center here. This is the over front, and you see Adams really strong, even quicker than Hayward off the ball. So, penetrating, shooting that gap, maintaining your gap, and stringing this run down the line here. And so the back has to bounce it wide into TJ Watt, and that's where you want the back to bounce it to have to work down the line horizontally, not getting vertically, not getting north south, staying east and west. And so Adams, again, not making the play, but impacting the play in a big way. And you see that right here. But by far the biggest play that Adams made in this game came late in the third quarter. And again, Adams nose tackle 3-4, defense head up over the center. And again, we're talking about flowing down the line here on this run. And this is a toss play out here to the left. And with the tight end kind of pulling across here again, that's Tomlinson. And just watch Adams make this tackle and just a shoestring kind of ankle tackle at Freeman's feet. And if he does not make this play, if he can't flow and A, and if he can't make the tackle B, there is a lot of running room for Devonta Freeman. Maybe Schobert gets off the block here, the receiver. I don't like those odds, though. Tomlinson's going to kick out the cornerback on this play. Everyone else is blocked up, and so Freeman has a ton of running room. And so this is easily a 10, 15, maybe more type of run. It's one-on-one open field, and Minka's going to come over, and he probably makes the play, but probably makes the play. You don't know for sure. And so this only becomes a 2-yard gain, and that's Adams there being able to flow, not getting reached here by the guard who's trying to reach him, trying to cut him off. Adams fights through that really well, and then a big man dive and a big man tackle there on Freeman in space. So 2-yard gain, and this could have easily been 15, 20, a touchdown. And Adams there, that is a big time underrated play. Last guy I want to talk about in this video is Ahkello Witherspoon, playing left corner, starting left corner, and playing almost every snap. Not every single snap. They kind of did some sub-package stuff, some 3 outside linebacker stuff in this game that took him off the field. But 3rd and 15 for Baltimore, 7 minutes left. The Ravens are leading this one 13-12. So obviously, big moment here. Terrible towels flying in this one. Maybe Renegade was played. I think Renegade was played before this drive as well. So you got to make a Renegade type of play. And so Pittsburgh playing kind of an inverted cover 3 on this play. Mika Fitzpatrick's going to stay down, and they're going to rotate Cam Sutton to the deep middle. So it's a 3 deep, 4 under zone. So it's 3 deep, 1, 2, 3, and 4 under, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then kind of that more traditional spot drop cover 3. You're not carrying stuff down the seam. And so it's a tough situation here as for Baltimore, number 1 and number 2 start to run vertical here. So Witherspoon has to kind of play both because he's not sure where the ball's going. If he commits to one guy, obviously Lamar is going to throw it to the other guy. And so you're kind of playing both here. I'm a little surprised number 1 didn't kind of keep running here vertically, but Jackson trying to throw to Mark Andrews down the seam here. And so Witherspoon plays it well to kind of midpoint and kind of play halfway and in between number 1 and number 2. And then once he sees the ball getting thrown to number 2, to Andrews down the seam here, take a good angle of the football, play to that upfield shoulder, and then, find the football, high point it, and make the play. Only thing he did not do here was intercept the pass, but still a really good play. It's a 3rd and 15 incompletion, so you're forcing the punt here regardless. So, Witherspoon here really times it, jumps well, makes the aggressive play, wants to attack the football at the highest point. He's higher, he's jumping and getting above Mark Andrews, that's a big component. You don't want to have to try to play the ball on the way down against a big, strong guy like Mark Andrews. And so a really critical play here. And I kind of refer in this game, you talk about Witherspoon, Justin Lane making some third down stops. Lane had a good third down tackle. These were the teamers' plays because whenever they made the play and got the stop, they had to stay on the field. They couldn't celebrate. They couldn't go to the sideline and get high fives. They had to play teams. And so Lane gets a tackle on third down against Hollywood Brown, and he's got to stay on the field because he's on punt team. And Witherspoon, the same case here. He gets to celebrate for a moment, but now it's like, okay, what's Dane Smith calling here? Because it's punt team, and I'm a jammer, and so I got to worry about that. But big plays by the teams guys here, and Witherspoon, who I know has been on the bench for most of the season, trading that fifth round pick was certainly questionable, and still is kind of questionable. But at least you got something out of him this game. I thought he played really well for this play, and then just not allowing the big play, not getting beat deep, and they certainly have weapons to win vertically with Andrews and Hollywood Brown, and even Sammy Watkins. So just a really even game overall in coverage from Ahkello Witherspoon. So I still have a lot of tape to go through, and we'll try to do some more videos here before the Vikings game. But I wanted to shout out the importance because I think to be a really good team, you have to be a collective 53, and the stars have to play like stars, but the stars alone can't play their best and have no one else help. Pittsburgh's had really good performances this year from Cam Hayward and from Ben and from T.J. Watt and guys like that, and they've still lost and at times lost badly. And so you need the stars to play their game, but you need the complementary pieces to come up in big time moments as well. And I thought those guys did that. Leglue, his first NFL action, Adams, his first action in Pittsburgh, and dude probably is in a hotel somewhere, just trying to figure out what Pittsburgh is like, the layout of the city, and he's making plays and saving touchdowns and big runs and things like that. And Witherspoon kind of taking advantage of the opportunity by James Pierre struggles. And so those three guys want to shout them out. Mike Tomlin talked about him after the game and talked about him, on Twitter and on the podcast and things like that. So kudos to those three guys. That's Leglue, that's Adams, and that's Witherspoon. And those guys could be counted on again Thursday night against the Vikings. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Appreciate you guys watching. If you could like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that as well. And we'll talk to you soon.